And here is the Writer's Almanac for Friday. It's the 7th of June, 2019. It's the birthday of the novelist Louise Erdrich, born in Little Falls, Minnesota, 1954, grew up in Wahpeton, North Dakota. Her mother, French Ojibwe, her father, German. Her parents taught at the Bureau of Indian Affairs. She went off to Dartmouth, 1972, the year that the university started admitting women, and the year they established a new Native American Studies program. Louise Erdrich started off as a poet. Her first book was Jacklight. She said, I began to tell stories in the poems and then realized that there was not enough room, so she moved on to fiction. Her first short story, The Red Convertible, came out in 1981. And in 1984, she published Love Medicine, a novel made up of 14 interrelated stories, populated with characters in the fictional town of Argus, North Dakota, or the nearby reservation. Marie Lazar, who starts out life convinced that she wants to be a nun, and her rival Lulu Lamartine. After Love Medicine, Louise Erdrich wrote many novels set in the same fictional place, and Marie and Lulu and Nectar Cashpaw all reappeared. Novels including The Last Report on the Miracles at Little No Horse, The Master Butcher's Singing Club, The Plague of Doves, and Shadow Tag. Louise Erdrich, who said, by having children, I've both sabotaged and saved myself as a writer. With a child, you certainly can't be a Bruce Chatwin or a Hemingway living the adventurer writer life. No, running with the bulls at Pamplona. If you value your relationship with your children, you can't write about them. There is also one's inclination to be charming instead of presenting a grittier truth about the world. But then, having children has also made me this particular writer. Without my children, I'd have written with less fervor. I wouldn't understand life in the same way. I'd write fewer comic scenes, which are the most challenging. It's the birthday of the novelist Harry Crews, born in Bacon County, Georgia, 1935. Was in the Marines during the Korean War, went to college on the GI Bill, published 8 novels when he was in his 30s, including The Gospel Singer, and wrote a memoir, A Childhood, the Biography of a Place. And it's the birthday of the novelist Elizabeth Bowen, born Dublin, 1899. An only child, her father was mentally ill. Her mother died when she was 13. After that, the girl was raised by various relatives. Elizabeth Bowen said, the original wish to write is the wish to make oneself felt. Her books included The Death of the Heart, The Heat of the Day, and Eva Trout. It's the birthday of the novelist Orhan Pamuk, born in Istanbul, 1952. Has lived his entire life in Istanbul, apart from 3 years in New York City. In 2005, he gave an interview in which he referred to the Armenian genocide and the mass killing of tens of thousands of Kurds, for which criminal charges were filed against him. There was an international outcry. Many noted authors spoke out in his defense. The charges were dropped the following year. Here's a poem by Laura Foley entitled Our First Summer. We dined that June in Verona, Dante's town, drinking wine in the square, the two of us alone. No place to stay overnight. Backpacks stashed by our knees, pensioni and hotels full, stone streets eerie and still. My first visit to the ancient country. Soon the opera would end, the midnight streets fill, but by then we were gone, on the next train, next town, where at dawn we dozed on a high marble ledge of Bologna's cathedral as we waited for the air to warm, stores to open. We found an Italian wool hat for you with button on top, a handsome cap I still have, still marked with your sweat, the graceful curve of your skull. A poem by Laura Foley, Our First Summer. from her collection The Glass Tree, published by Harbor Mountain Press and used by permission here on the Writer's Almanac. Be well, do good work, and keep in touch.